I'd like to welcome you back to the Ocean State 9-Ball Tournament. This is the 28th annual. We are at Snookers in Providence, Rhode Island. I'm upstate Al of AZB TV. Mike Zuglin on scene because it is a combined tournament with the Josh Northeast 9-Ball Tour. And one of the semifinal matches coming up is going to be Nelson Oliveira and Martin Daigle out of Canada. It's going to be a race to 9. The loser will be eliminated out of the tournament. And the winner will go on to face Ron Costanzo. Before we actually get started and underway, we have a lot of people to thank. First and foremost, Snookers here in Providence, Rhode Island, as the players flip for the break. We want to just remind you that sponsorship on board is light-systems.com. It's the ultimate light to have right now. It's the craze that's going across the nation. Make sure to check out light-systems.com. 10 times the illumination, 10 times lighter than your normal light, and cheaper to run. It's all LED. It's light-systems.com. Greg Antonakis gets your Southwest from the best. It's Greg Antonakis. Contact Greg at ga9ball@gmail.com, and you can buy your Southwest right from Greg. Baltimore City Q's. They bring anything from tips to tables to your major event, and if you need product and Q repairs, it's BaltimoreCityQs.com. Also, MolinariGlove.com, and you're going to see them on the glove on Nelson Oliveira's hand. It's MolinariGlove.com, and we just want to remind you, we'll be back here the 28th through the 29th for the Winter Classic. It's Mark Dion bringing it right here to Snookers. We'll be back. We're going to go into some more sponsorship, but right now, Nelson wants a break, so we're going to go right to the break. Nelson Oliveira versus Martin Daigle. He tried to play the 3-ball into the corner pocket. Didn't work out, and Martin Daigle is going to come to the table with a shot on the 1. We also want to tell you that the Make It Happen event is going to take place November 17th through the 20th. Go over to AccuStats, ACCU-STATS.com, and get your pay-per-view pass now. The early bird special is up. It's going to be an 8-ball invitational, and you're going to see the likes of Jason Shore, Darren Appleton, Corey Deuel, Shane Van Boning, the Rocket Rodney Morris. And I'm not sure if I forgot anybody. I'm trying to move along real quick. Oh, I did. Johnny Morrow, also out of Canada, participating in that event. Or you can get the Sandcastles and watch it in person, up front, and live. Martin Daigle going for the 2. Just give me a few minutes to get this promoted. If you guys can help me on social media, it does help me out here. Got some work to do in the background, so if you hear some silence from the booth, that's only me. I try to do some work behind the scenes. But we want to make sure we mention Josh Hughes, of course, and we want to make sure we mention OBQs. Of course, Check You Out. It's us.checkyou.com. We want to make sure we mention Mr. Joel Shapiro. And we want to say hi to everybody up in Canada and everybody in the chat. Thank you for joining us this weekend, and we had a lot of pools still ahead of us. Thank you, Jared Arasamina, the Jazz Man. I got to go over to my social media and start letting people know what's going on. So I'm going to silence myself, and I'll get the scoreboard updated and, of course, the logos. Well, Martin Daigle, I just took my eye off the screen, but I looked and I seen the cue ball going into the corner pocket. He can't believe it. Joey Cicero's sitting in the background with Martin's daughter. They can't believe it. It's a race to 9. All right, Georgie, have a safe trip home, man. Good seeing you. Okay, Steve, have a safe trip, bro. All right. Well, Nelson gets the opportunity to come back, takes quick advantage of it. Nelson Oliveira opens it up with his first deposit. It's 1-0 in the race to 9. Okay, that's correct in the chat. As Herb is letting you know, there's only 4 players left. It's Nelson and Martin and Ron Costanzio. And, of course, in the hot seat is Jason Shaw. Beautiful, beautiful shot. He took the 3 ball with him, creating a shot. The 4 and 7 are down the opposite side of the table, wired up. And that's where the cue ball is right now. That's the 4 and the 7. So you just want to just tap this. Don't lose the 4. Hit it square. The 5 ball goes in the side. The 6 ball goes in the upper corner past the 8. But from the position that he's in now, he just wants to make sure that he can get to the other side of the table, either to play the 6 in the lower corner or the upper corner. He might want to play it in the lower corner, right where he's playing the 4 ball, so stay low on the 5. Or get like this and hit it with a lot of running English. And well, he's looking at the 6-8 carom. There's really no need to play with that 6-8, but it's there for the taking. I think he should play above the 6, but it's Martin's discretion, what he feels comfortable with, and I've seen him play shots, numerous shots like this through the tournament. It does leave the 6 ball there, but control the cue ball. Don't let it get near that side pocket point. And it worked out just fine, as planned by Martin. Going for the 9 ball to deposit it into the corner pocket. And tying this ball game up at 1 apiece. We're going to 9. This is an elimination round. Like I was saying about this 8-ball Make It Happen event, it's November 17th through the 20th. It's going to happen in person. It's an arena, special arena for those of you that don't know, built by AccuStats inside Sandcastle Billiards in Edison, New Jersey. And all these champions coming together. Of course, the Kuwait Open champion just come off the win, Jason Shore. There you see Darren Appleton, the Rocket Rodney Morris, Mr. Smooth out of Canada, Johnny Mora, Shane Van Boning, the South Dakota kid, and the Prince of Pool, Corey Deuel. Go to AccuStats and pick up your pay-per-view there. If not, show up at Sandcastles. Tell them Upstate Al sent you. Talk to Egla Dowie. To the break we're going to go as Martin set the break, and we'll bring the scoreboard back right up on your screen. It's 1-1. The 1 ball fell into the side pocket, so it's 1s all around. The last ball rolling was the 5, and it didn't block the 2. But notice this could be a quick rack, as you can go 2-3 and then 4-9 out the door. See you later, sayonara. Speedy Gonzalez and the whole 9 yards, and go up 2-1. Hey, Jack, JAKT 1962, thank you for those kind words. We're glad that we can do it, and we would like to continue doing it as long as we can. Appreciate it. Martin's been around a while. Yeah, maybe you haven't seen him on live streams or television or something like that, but he's well known throughout the Canadian border area. That's where he's from. And it's nice to see Martin always, because he's a traveling pool player. And for him to come down with a couple other Canadians from Canada is really a pleasure to see them all. And, you know, the pool world is that small, whether you're in Canada or whether you're in the Philippines. Everybody gets to know each other. So to see everybody is like seeing friends all over again when you go to different tournaments. And I believe the next time I'll see Martin is probably at the Turning Stone Casino and Resort. I found out some news that Mike DeShane and Nelson Oliveira, who happens to be racking right here, I think they're banned from the Josh Northeast 9-Ball Tour. That's the word that I got through the grapevines. But Mike and Nelson are now banned. So after this tournament, we might not see them unless Mike Zuglin gives them a fair hearing. I don't know what transpired or what got them banned off the tour, but that's the latest word that I got. Martin agrees that the rack is good. All right, to the break we go. It's 2-1. Martin Daigle in the lead out of Canada. Okay, dry break. Nelson's going to play safe behind the 7, or at least try to. I don't think he's going to attempt to bank this, even though the shot is on with the 2-ball where it is. And he's going to try to lock him on a 7 and fail to do so. Pool in Philippines is crazy. My wife is Filipino, and I have a home there. Watched all these young kids there trying, I guess, to rob. Okay, Rob, Efren Reyes. Yeah, well, you know what? They're not trying anymore. I mean, they got to make it right with Efren. Efren's getting spotted weight now. He's up in age. Still a great player. Don't get me wrong. But so many players, upcoming players, are just treacherous. Dennis Nicolo made a statement at Steinway. Hey, you need a rail here, Martin. That's going to be ball in hand. Dennis Nicolo made a statement at Steinway, and I hope it does come true. I hope he does try to do what he said he would do. You know, with the World Series of 8-ball, if you watch the Steinway Classic at all, or if you watch the U.S. Open via AccuStats, there was probably about 10 or 11 of the Taiwanese Typhoon team members, including the Copigny brothers. Dennis said that he's going to try to bring over at least 10 of Filipino players that really not too many people know of. And if that comes true, I think we're in for a big surprise by bringing over 10 players that we never saw to the Philippines. Now, you know, we've seen players come over to the Philippines. We've seen the Ronnie Alcano come over, and, you know, and you've seen Roberto Gomez, and, you know, and one at a time. But when you get 10 coming over, or anywhere within that number, that's going to be tremendous. So if they put a contingent of Filipino players like that, 10 players, that's going to be a pretty strong group. Yeah, he still gives them a run for the money, absolutely. So I'm hoping that Dennis Nicolo can pull something like that off and bring more talent. It's not that we don't have talent across the world already, but to see some faces that we haven't seen, and to see some of these new talents, I always appreciate it. I like streaming amateur tournaments as much as I do the professional tournaments, because you get to know and you get to see who pulls the trigger the right way, so to say. Wonder how long the band will last. I know Frankie Hernandez is banned along with Ryan McCreesh. That's true. I don't know. That's just word of mouth that I got that's zooming around the room as I stepped out to do a couple of things. I don't know the reasons behind it. I don't get involved in it. All I can tell you is that's what I heard. I'm sure maybe Mike Zuglin will make a statement, or it'll come out from Mike DeShane's end or Nelson's end sooner or later. As Nelson sinks the 9 ball and makes it 2-2. Mike Zuglin does run the Josh Northeast 9 ball tour, yeah. I don't know. I know Mike runs a strong tour, and again, I don't know what transpired. Upstate. The upstate update. I'll try to have words with Mike if I can step out here, but this is such a crucial match in the tournament right now. You know, it's one of the semifinals. The next one will be the real semifinal. So the loser of this is guaranteed 4th place. Wow. 9 ball counts on the break. Score now 3-2 in favor of Nelson Oliveira. That cue ball hopped, landed, went forward, went backwards, and got kicked to the rail. 9 ball went right in the hole. Say that 10 times. I can't even say my real name 10 times. Never mind say that. I'm going to step out and talk to Mike Zuglin as he's by himself right now. I don't want to talk to him when there's other people around. He might not feel comfortable. So give me 2 plus 2. Just as fast as the 9 ball went in, the cue ball on the side pocket. I couldn't go over there. I was just going to step out and talk to Mike Zuglin. Then Mike DeShane came walking in, and he's sitting 5 feet away. I think it'll be an uncomfortable position for Mike Zuglin. So I'm going to stay right here in the booth and not get involved. I'm sure it'll come out somewhere. So Martin Daigle up at the table. This is a tall gentleman, so leaning over this table should have no effect on Martin. It should be just like a regular shot. He might be able to shoot to the 3rd deck. This is a decision you got to make here. The 4 ball doesn't go anywhere but in the upper left-hand corner. So you got to watch the speed. Looks like he's going to try to force spin it. Yeah, and that'll get that 3 ball to hit a point and not go in at all. He did get down table. And Nelson back out of his seat, wondering what he's going to do here. I mean, you know, if you can't get back let's play for a good safe. You know, if you got to stay on top of the 4, stay on top of the 4. Stick them on the 5 with the cue ball. Don't try to do anything that's going to take a risk of either scratching or just playing yourself into a safe. So just play your basic shot, stay up on top, and stick them. See what Nelson has in mind here. Well, Nelson says, I'm going after it. He sure did. He went after it all right. And he brushed it apart. I don't know if he's going to play the combination or just roll up on the 5. And he tried to roll up on the 5 and didn't get there. And so all the effort of trying to do that last shot really, I hate to use the word useless, but there was no reward. I understand. I just got word that Mike Zuglin gave Mike DeShane his entry money back for the turning stuff. And Nelson's, I guess. I don't know, guys. This is just word that I got through the grapevines. I just hate to hear news like that because I think most of these players are jam-up players and missing talent of both of them playing in the tournament is a loss, as we want to see talent and we'd like to see players run racks. I think it's a loss to everybody. Ambidextrous. Around what time will be the finals? Good question. Keep up to date with us on AZ Billiards. You see all the posts on there that I make in the live stream section. Or if you're friends with myself or you're a member of Live Stream News or one of the groups on Facebook, I'm constantly posting up there and on Twitter. As Nelson says, Twitter, he says, I want to be a winner. So it's now 4-2, Nelson Oliveira. You know, right now we're just assuming people in the chat running your mouth, run racks, not your mouth. I don't know what happened. You know, I'm sitting in a fishbowl, a beautiful fishbowl by meaning a commentator's booth that was custom built here in Snookers. So anything that takes place outside of this, really you don't hear much unless it's loud enough we can hear it over the mic out there. Or I pick word up from somebody passing by the booth and wants to just fill me in on a little information. Other than that, I have no clue. To the break, Nelson Oliveira watched the 8-ball and the 1-ball. He's going to hit him. Well, he slowed it down. He must have realized that hitting him too hard or not working, turning up the fuel. But I'm sure if he gets a chance to break again, he's going to turn it up a little more. That rack didn't work out. Notice the 2-9 on the left long rail at the bottom of your monitor there. It looks like there's a nice carom into the 9, but Martin Daigle can't get the 1 down. Whether he's going to bank the 1 to break up that 2-9 and stick the cue ball there, or try to keep the cue ball on that side and it's safe. Don't know. What time are they drawing for the cue? Just before the finals. It'll be just before the finals, as far as I understand. Nelson eyeballing the billiard into the 9 ball. Hit it with a lot of reverse to play the billiard into the 9. And this is lying pretty good. This is, to me, this almost looks like an automatic. Of course it's not, but it's so close to an automatic. I think we'll see Nelson make this 9 ball. Well, hit the 2 too thick. Well, the position he's in now, I think he's going to have to come to the right side of this 5 ball. It lies on the short rail right underneath his backhand. He might have to force this around. Oh, okay. He had enough room just to draw it back and get to the left side. Nice shot. Again, notice the angle. Martin playing the center of the table, so he has ample angle to get across table for the 7 ball. Okay, 4-3. We got a ball game. Martin will be breaking command of the box. There's a couple of Canadians applaud here. Nice to see. Talking about nice to see, get one of these lights if you want something nice to see. You can actually read. It's light-systems.com. I say that because of my own experience. As I got older, I realized, well, I thought it was the lighting. Right? I thought it was the lighting in the house. I couldn't read the newspaper as clear as I used to. And just slowly by slowly, just I kept getting stronger lights, stronger lights, stronger lights. Light-systems.com. The best you can get right there. Nelson's playing with the Molinari glove, so we're going to put it up, molinariglove.com. That's the black glove. The glove on Nelson's hand. Martin Daigle says it's okay, so he's going to try to get that 8 ball in the bottom right-hand corner, and the 1 ball towards the left side pocket, and the cue ball go back up table. The 8 is hanging by the corner, the 1 tracking, but it just stays there. The 2 ball is the only the 2 ball is the only ball on the left side of the table. If you split this table down vertically, spot to spot or diamond to diamond, and the 2 ball is the blue one all the way to the left. Everything else is hovering to the right side of the table, sort of like we just knocked the balance off the table. Work to do. I think the 3-8 combination is the shot. Watch the speed. Yo. Yeah, it's going to be the 3-8 combination here. Now, if he happens to make both, which will be okay, because he's going to stop the cue right there for the 4. Of course, he didn't play it to make them both, and he could have. Looking at the angle he needs, I'd like him to be close to straight, but that 5 ball gets bigger as you pull up on this 4. Going right to the left hand. Right to the left hand. He might play in the upper corner to be on the safe side. Yeah. Played in the upper corner, and then it's the 5, 6, 7. Okay, Nelson says, I'm going to keep going as long as you give me opportunity. And now spreads the lead by 2. Daigle checking out the roll with the cue ball there. Seemed pretty straight to me. Stayed right on track. In any case, he trails by 2. It's 5-3. We're racing to 9. And we'll be racing back here for this event. It's MD Promotions New England 9-Ball Series. It's their Winter Classic. We'll be here at Snookers January 28th through the 29th of 2017. The brackets are filling. Please get over there and make sure to get in this one here with Mark Dion. We will be back. I will be back. Nelson says, Martin, it looks good, but really there's a gap in there. So Martin agrees he's going to re-rack. Nelson amped up the speed a little bit, but still the wing ball didn't go. I think when you're going to play that shot, you play it with less speed, so that if you happen to miss it, you leave the one ball in the middle of the table. This shot is makeable. Ooh, was makeable. And we're back to square one as Nelson is back to the shot. I don't think you'll see him hit this one ball that hard now. I believe he'll sit back and picture the safety a little bit better than what he just tried to bank. And you could try to bank the ball that Nelson tried initially, but play with some less speed, so that if you don't miss it, they or what we do is we call it the pro speed, so that the object ball comes back to the middle of the table on the rail. Came in contact with the 7. It's not going to help. Martin Daigle now out of his seat before Nelson could even think. Martin says, finally, I got a shot. Or a decent shot. Bull and luck is like peas and carrots. You never know what you're going to get. The 3 ball right next to Martin's cue stick. Just come out for a shot, nice and easy. That's it. And now it's all resting in your hands right here as you're in close quarters. You could either punch this or just pinch it a little bit and take the shot on the 4. I wouldn't get anything wild. Just take your time. He punched it. That's okay. Al, check this out. Shore has the best games, 1 loss record in 9-ball and 10-ball of all top 50 players this year. Wow. Well, Jason's not on the 1 loss. Are you talking about wins versus losses? Or are you talking about the 1 loss side? In either case, he's been hot. Jason's been on fire. Martin's a solid player, a real solid player. I like his approach. I like how he spears the cues through his bridge hand prior to the shot just to get comfy, when he sets. He's got nice mechanics. I think sometimes he tends to shoot maybe a little too fast as far as speed. Okay, he slowed that one down. And Martin Daigle's making a statement and says, I'm not going anywhere. It's 5-4. I break. It's now, win versus losses. Yeah. That's a pretty strong record. I'd have to agree with, I guess that's Jack or Jake or J-A-K-T. He is a nice guy. If you get to know, most of your pool players, if not all of them, are really nice people. Sometimes they get approached at the wrong time, like they might come off the 1 loss or just lose a match and, hey, can I have your autograph? Can I have your picture? I don't know any pool player that didn't just swallow their pride and say, hey, yeah, you got an autograph. Yeah, you can have a picture. And that's pretty hard to do when you're just coming off like a serious loss just before the money round or something like that. And this is really the only sport that you can approach the player. I mean, you got world champions playing right in front of you that are either playing or standing in the crowd where you get elbow to elbow with them and have conversations. Try that with a hockey player or a tennis player or a baseball player or a football player. It's just not happening. So this is more, I believe, a friendly sport, and it's kind of hard to maintain your composure when you come off a serious loss, but I would say the majority of the pool players, a real high percentage, know how to handle themselves in a professional manner. I remember when I was a kid, and I can't remember the baseball player's name. One of my buddies was a collector of autographs, and he actually said, Al, you want to go down to one of the hotels in Manhattan? And I said, sure, I'll take a ride. And he approached one of these baseball players. Actually, it was early in the morning. It was before their breakfast. And he was explaining to me, he says, some of these guys are grumpy. Before breakfast, they don't want to sign an autograph. I don't like that. I really do not appreciate somebody thinking that they're, or looking down on another person. He did ask a baseball player for their autograph, and I couldn't remember who this player was. I wish I did, because I'd spit the name out right on the air, but I don't. And the guy just brushed him off. It's like, leave me alone, and walked into the breakfast hall in one of the hotels. And I looked at my buddy, and he had this look on his face like, man, why did the guy treat me like that? And about 3 baseball players after that, um, I forget his name too. Uh, my buddy asked him for his autograph, and he stopped and he signed an autograph. And I explained to that baseball player I was signing the autograph for my friend. I said, so and so wasn't really nice. This is what he did to my friend here, and the guy that the baseball player I was signing the autograph gave him some extra trinkets and stuff for my buddy to have. Really felt bad for the kid. You got to have some heart. You really got to have heart when you're an athlete and a professional to maintain yourself. I mean, you're a role model, and these pool players are under a lot of stress. It's a physical game to walk around in a tournament, whether it be for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, or 11 days. It's a lot of physical walking, and they're under a lot of pressure. But yet, they're right there for the kids, or for anybody to take pictures and sign autographs. So I give them all the props for doing that. Mike DeShane is eliminated out of the tournament. He was defeated by Nelson Oliveira, who's now playing Martin Daigle. I know I don't say his name right. I say Daigle. I think it's Daigle. Or I forget. He told me 1,500 times, Martin himself. I just can't. I can't say it. I guess you got to have the French blood. Nice shot, Martin. Martin looking to make this a nickel apiece and still have the table. And this is what makes this format exciting, is who's going to be the captain of the ship. The ship being the table. 5-5. We're staying alive. AZ Billiards, folks, if you're not a member of AZ Billiards and you want to follow the forums and see what's being written about pool, go over to azbilliards.com, but also make sure to click the tab on the top up there that says Buzz. That's the Billiards Buzz magazine. And boy, oh boy, can you read things. It's all high def. Check it out. There's no subscription necessary. It's absolutely free to read. It's Billiards Buzz. Right at the top of AZ Billiards, in one of the tabs, you'll see something that says Buzz. And they're giving away some prizes. I believe there's some prizes. Please, somebody quote me if I'm wrong right away. But I think I read a story that they were giving away some prizes. I don't know exactly. I didn't read the whole story. And Martin says, you don't have to read any more stories. Let's get down to the video as he's set to break. It's 5-5. We're going to 9. Man, did he crash, and the 3-ball drilled the corner pocket. The 6-ball found the side, and he gets the bump off the 1, and it's makeable. It's makeable. The 2-ball on the left side of the table. Got to meet all the golfers as a kid. Yeah, all super cool. Both players seem the same. Well, that's pretty good that you got to meet the golfers. I don't know if it's that easy to meet them anymore, like years ago. But it might be. I don't know. I never been to a PGA Tour stop. Whether there was one up here, matter of fact, last year. So I don't know, but I got to believe you, Brooklyn 14, that it's probably the same. I think it might be a little harder. Martin jumped up. Boy, oh boy, he jumped up, laid down, jumped up, turned into a serpent. He almost looked like he was pushing the table over. The 1-ball dropped. This is where you don't see as much as the cue ball as you do on a normal table. I don't know, something about the rubber. Jeremy Sosi actually pointed that out to me. He was practicing the shot off the rail like that. That's another young man putting a lot of time into pool. Is Jeremy Sosi, the giant killer. So Martin Daigle was down 2. He now ties it at 5 apiece, and he's threatening to take the lead. And he does, 6-5, and still in control of the ship. I believe, yeah, we got one more match after this one. It'll be the winner of this playing Roccasanzio, and then, of course, the finals will take place. I just want to find out from Mike Zuglin if that's a true double elimination. Stand by, everybody. Keep an eye on Martin Daigle. He's a runaway freight train. Well, as I thought, it is a true double elimination format, so Jason Shaw would have to be beaten twice in the finals. The other thing I asked Mike Zuglin is, well, the stream's not blacking out here. I just looked at the chat, Marty. It's not blacking out on our end. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no, I thought Nelson was frozen. No, it's not blacking out. We're good on our side. I asked Mike Zuglin about this banning thing that I heard about Mike DeShane and Nelson, besides asking Mike if it was going to be a true double elimination. And Mike Zuglin says, Al, you can quote me. "1:46 p.m. blacked out here." He says, "Al, you can quote me." He says, "and you can tell everybody." And he said, "Make sure you quote me on this." He says, "Enough is enough." And that's the quote Mike Sullivan said I can quote him on. So that's all I got. 8-ball in the side pocket as Martin got derailed, I guess, as I was stepping out. And now Nelson has command and looking to tie it up at 6 apiece. And we're racing to 9, so it'll be a race to 3 from here, folks. 66. Big Dennis in the house. What's that PM? 1:46 PM? Blacked out here? Are you talking about like the electricity went down in your area? LOL, I've got no audio, no picture, black screen. I don't know what to tell you guys. We're running good here. We have it open on our laptop, and it's running smooth. All right, Nelson getting ready to break. We're going into game number 12. He's looking at the rack to see if the rack is straight. Now he jumped back from the table. He says, wait a minute. He's looking straight down, diamond to diamond. Might need a laser tracker here. You got a glitch in your itch. Yeah, sometimes you got to clear the history and cache because, you know, there's commercials running in the background and things like that. And sometimes when you clear the cache and stuff, it'll work. But I can tell you right now we are, the cue ball got kicked. Martin kicked his seat. He got up real quick. He couldn't believe he seen the cue ball going in the corner pocket. Be careful with the speed. He's playing this one ball in the corner. This cloth is fast. And he's got to make sure he doesn't follow up too far with that cue ball. The 3 ball up by the corner pocket. And now he's down looking to see if he played himself safe. I'll tell you what, it's close. How about that? It's close. And that's the cloth. You got to be real careful when you're playing that shot. NJ Pool player in the house. Scotty B in the house. Scotty B, your name came up last night, my friend. Your name came up in conversation here with Mike Webb. Says he misses you guys and had a great time way back then, you know. He said, my boy Scotty B. That's what Mike Webb said. ANJ. He made a message. No, we just like to pass good word. If it was something bad, you wouldn't have never known about it. Cue ball running away here. Cue ball got low, still cuttable into the corner, but a lot more difficult. We overran the position on the 9. Well, it was makeable. Martin didn't cut it enough. That'll send Nelson back out of the gate. Remember, it was a race to 3 before. It could be a race to 3 for Martin and a race to 2 for Nelson. But Nelson will have serve. He'll have advantage by holding on to the table and getting the break. Seven, 6. Folks, go to AccuStats. Go right over to AccuStats. Get your early bird special for November 17th through the 20th for the 8-ball Make It Happen event. That's how you put the website in, just like you see it. ACCU with the hyphen, STATS.com. And you'll find out all the information about that big Make It Happen event coming up. Martin can't believe he got low on that 9 ball. Watch the 6 and the 1. Neither. He broke them so hard that the ball shattered and dissipated. Neither of them went in. Man, he hit them hard. Thank you. Oh, too slow. There it is. That's the link in the chat, folks. Click that, and that'll send you right over. That'll make a phone call to AccuStats and put you right on their website. Here comes trouble. Tippy's back. The two balls by the 8 in the lower part. So you're going to make this. You're going to have to bring that cue ball back. There's traffic. Hey. Now when you got the 5 ball, that gives you a helping hand. I think if Nelson can get back in the middle of the table above the 9, favoring the right side, like, in front of the 6, between the 6 and the 9, and play the 3 ball into the opposite corner pocket, then where he's going to pocket the 2. If he can get up there, he'll have natural position to go around again and get the 4. See if he stays below or gets on top. He went below, and he got a shot, is all he's got. He's in trouble. Barney Rubble, Ocean's 11. Barney Rubble. We're in trouble. Make the 3, safe on the 4. Just punt the 4 back behind the 5. And make sure that when you do push that 4 ball behind the 5, that it doesn't sit near the side pocket. Push it past the side pocket so that the 6 protects it a little bit, and that should be safe enough. Push the 4 just past the side pocket. Try to use the 6 to protect it. Oh, hit it hard. That just makes it a bigger ball if he didn't block that angle to get to the long rail on the left. And that just makes the 4 ball a bigger ball. And that close to the lower rail and that close to the corner pocket also makes it a makeable ball. If Martin has, yeah, looks like he has it, but it looks like he's got to spin the cue ball. NG, right into the pocket it goes. Rolled 3. Yes, the chat is lagging behind. Martin lives in Montreal, Quebec. You're absolutely right, Troy. Nelson fighting to take the hill first. don't see any reason why he shouldn't be able to do it from here. Only 2 balls left on the table. Playing the 9 into the side pocket. Canada is a big place up there. 2 hours close. That's pretty funny as Nelson gets to the hill. Martin very unhappy with himself. Well, you know what? If he happens to lose this match, right? He's taking 4th place in a big tournament. If he happens to lose this match. That's not too shabby for 79. That's top secret, Troy. That information is top secret as far as that drone. That's a special drone. Can't tell everybody about that one. Come on. I thought you knew how to keep your mouth shut. We're going to take you out to the dumpster. Push call. You got it, sir. You can take this one. With the 3 ball where it is, you got it. Go ahead. Nelson says the same thing. He says, go ahead, Martin, show me what you got. I'm not sure what he's going to do from here. Make the ball, use the 3 ball to deflect the cue ball back down table? I'm not sure. Plus on the rail. That's what he did. He made the ball and used the 3 ball to deflect the cue ball down table. Pretty smart. Nice shot. I guess Martin's thinking about making this 2 ball off the 9, or what's the possibilities of me spinning this 2 ball? It might have to go off the 9. And just because you can hit it square behind the 9 doesn't mean it has to go. Because that 2 ball's going to go back to the rail so quick that it doesn't have to go into the corner. It's not like you're going to flatten it right out. There's what we call a ticky in here. That 2 ball's going to go to the 9, go back to the rail, and spin out towards the long rail. You got to hit this super good to make this. I think he's just better off playing safe. He's playing the 2 off the 9. Watch the reaction. How about just cutting it right in? Hey, next time you want to make a shot like that, guys, keep that in mind. hit it to play the ticky and go straight in. I think he played it straight in. Cut that well. Easy. Get yourself that close to the rail when you don't have to be. And now you got to come with a shot to stop the cue ball. For the 5, he's going to jack up a little bit to try to hold the cue ball, but these side pockets, you better make sure you hit them right in the center. And make sure you have an angle off the 5 to get back up with a 6. Or if worse comes to worse, you can play the 6 in the long corner. He'll be okay here. He'll play the 5, 6, 7 in the same pocket. But when he shoots the 7, he'll have more of an angle so he can get back for the 8. Woo! 6 hesitated, stopped, and then went in. And then there's the angle to get back for the 8. If he gets high on this 8, like all the way up table, it's okay too. He doesn't have to. But if he does, he's okay. Just this angle here is good enough. He's a tall gentleman. He can stretch right over. 8-7, Martin's alive, as his friends and other fans here, locals, clap their hands. They like to see a close match, and this is close. If Martin Daigle could come with a break and run here, it'll be Hill. It'll be a double cheeseburger. I'm not getting hungry. I just had one of those amazing flatbread pies, all by my lonesome. It's amazing how Regina and Steve Goulding come up with these recipes. This pizza, I'm glad that I got the tips of my fingers left because it'll make you eat your fingers. It's just unbelievable. I don't know what you call it, but it's got prosciutto on it and fresh mutts, and it's made on flatbread. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Tap, tap. We're going to the tap, tap box. Martin Daigle going to take a good look. He says no good. Let's go overhead. We got 2 surgeons. They're going to remove a gallbladder or a kidney stone. I'm on my separate device, Marty. I got MacBook Pro open, and I'm running smooth. Is there a flash update or something that has to be done? I'm not sure. We're running smooth right here. Here we go. 5 ball, and found the corner pocket. I noticed NJ pool player keeps going on and offline. We got 240 people watching it right here. Yep, he tried to cut it. It was a makeable shot. Might have got a little too aggressive. The table looks like a practice table. You got 3 balls just by the break spot. You got 3 balls midship and 2 balls up table. This almost looks like a drill. But can you drill at home when you're on the hill and your opponent has 7? He's 1 game away from you. Or do you get smart and you play the 1 behind the 8, bring the cue ball behind the 3? If you can get there. Sometimes it doesn't pay to get aggressive. Sometimes it pays to lie in wait. Troy's working on his resume. And there you go. Nelson got aggressive also. Martin can't believe it. He's standing up like, man, no way I got a shot at this. He's up and he's ready. Settle in. Put your seatbelt on. We're about to go hill. Yes, if you're using Chrome, make sure that you allow the Flash plugins to work. Or the chat won't work. You're absolutely right. Tom McGonigal. Miss you, buddy. Both players shooting at the 1 and missing. You ever see anything like this in your career? Overcooked. You're going to be over the 4. When NJ pool player asked for a raise, we had to call in one of the cranes we actually had to take away from the Hudson there that's building the new Tappan Zee Bridge. The crane operator said it was going to be $2,500 an hour to have him at the helm, and we said just be careful that this guy doesn't tip your crane. Troy's a big boy. All right, same shot. Give it a little punch off the rail. The 4. That's what I'm saying. This looks like a drill. Look at the way this is lined up. 3, 4. Yo, baby. He's okay. He can get around the 9. Do you want to get low on the 6 and play it in the side pocket, or do you want to play it in the corner? If you're going to play it in the corner, you really got to spin the rock to come out sharp. Nelson spun it. He's going to play it in the corner pocket. Actually, he's got the side pocket. Yeah, I like playing this in the side and getting a little high on the 7 ball. Go up above just a wee bit. Just an inch or so to have the natural flow to get back into the 8. Just an inch or so. That's perfect. What a match this has been. Doesn't get any better when the matches go seesawing all the way to the top. Of course, we would like to see a hill match. Let's go to the overhead. Nelson looked like he just saw a ghost. Oh, he's straight, but he can draw out of it. Looks like he's straight. He can draw right out of it. Get back to the other side of the table for the 9. Should be okay. Just control your draw because this cloth is fast. He's going forward. He's got to be careful that this 8 ball doesn't get spit out. This 1 ball did a couple of times. Man, he hit it good. He hit it good. And the cue ball hits the point. Actually, Martin Daigle was standing up in his seat thinking that the cue ball was going to scratch like many others. And Martin was ready to get out there and ball in hand on the 9. But nevertheless, Nelson's up at the table. And he's got a perfect shot into the corner for the win. Just like that. What a great match. What a great showing by Martin Daigle as he takes 4th place. Coming up next is going to be Ron Costanzo and Nelson Oliveira. Beautiful. Folks, we'll be right back. We need a couple of minutes.